Okay. Hello, welcome in. Hi, Jeremy.
Hi.
We're having a conversation, and Jeremy's like, we need to press play or press record on this because we're talking about this month. We're each had it's been a rough month. So what are
Yeah.
you saying about this horse energy and this fire?
Well, when we recorded last time, we were talking about the young fire and how inflammatory it was going to be this month, which it delivered. The horse
Hmm.
delivered.
Yeah.
But now that we've come to the end of this cycle, I am getting this feeling because you and lots of other people, me, have been kind of suffering from vertigo and kind of feeling like this swirling energy around us. And it's almost as though the horse is confused. It doesn't know which way to run. And it's almost as though it's running away from this uncontrollable fire.
Hmm. Hmm.
The horse is a natural fire animal, so it feels comfortable in the fire. But I think that this month, the young fire, which is all encompassing energy, I think that it's trying to get away from it.
Yeah, and I mean I couldn't agree more. That horse gets spooked so easily, and it needs guidance. It needs internal guidance and connection to spirit to really find their way. Just for context, we're meeting here on July or June 28th. So we've still got a week or so left to this young fire horse month. And, we talked about the fire being spontaneous and unpredictable and explosive, and to be careful what fires we're fueling and what fires we need to cool and temper and put out. Even I've noticed too, and yes, it's in alignment because it's June and it's heating up. Today it's supposed to be 100 degrees here in Utah, but even I have my internal temperature has been elevated.
Mhm.
Usually I run cold, but it's been elevated this month already. And we're talking about here. It's like how do we navigate this energy, because we think we're heading down this one path and something ugly shows up on the path that
Yeah.
gets us going, okay, well, I guess I'm going to reroute.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of rerouting.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I think there's like this kind of storm energy and the lightning bolt hits, everybody scatters. And my hope is that this energy coming in July, are you ready to talk about July, do you think?
Sure.
So, July is the month of the Yin Fire Sheep, or goat. And that, I'm hoping that after this scatter, where everybody's kind of panicking and freaking out, that
Mhm.
we can all come together, because that sheep energy is herd energy.
It is. It is. And it has a lot of beautiful, beautiful divine feminine qualities,
Hmm.
a nurturing energy, a healing energy, a coming together, like you said, like the flock, the
Hmm.
herd kind of energy. The other characteristic that I love about sheep is they build this huge protection around them with the wool. They're able to
Hmm.
grow the wool that's really, really thick so that
Hmm.
they can stay warm and they can kind of stay together and protect each other.
Hmm.
So I really like that attribute. On the other side, goats can be really, really stubborn. So the events of June are going to, I mean, we're moving into it from a yang fire, which is big energy, into yin fire. Yin fire is so different than yang fire because it's like lighting a match, starting the fire, and then walking away.
Hmm.
So if we take the stubbornness of the sheep mixed with the yin fire, I think that there's going to be smaller fires lit all around the world of that divine feminine energy and protection.
Hmm. Yeah, I love that. The sheep or the goat is symbolic of the mother energy on the feng shui compass. And that's where we're at, right? Wanting to protect ourselves, protect our way of life. It's just, gosh, there's just so much that I'm sure everybody's consuming right now externally from the outside world.
Yes.
But to me, that sheep, it's like, let's focus where we can focus.
Yeah.
If it's at not so much a world view, but maybe just a local view, like your community, your herd, your people.
Mhm.
So rather than maybe consuming all of this external stuff, whether it's on social media, the news, whatever, check in with your people. Check in with your friends to see, even if it's just to say, I'm here for you, I'm supportive of you, or I understand it's a rough time, I hope you're doing well, that kind of stuff. That's that mothering energy that wants to pull everybody close and together. That
Yes.
herd mentality is that there's strength in numbers,
Hmm.
right? And I'm even hearing some talk, and you and I have had a private conversation about this before, and we don't want this to get too political, but in the past, we've sourced out these different demographics and targeted people. These different demographics have been targeted separately. But when all of these demographics that have been targeted can come together as one, that this ultimately comes down to me doing whatever I want to do, marrying whoever I want to marry, doing whatever I want to do with my body, whether it's a trans issue or an abortion issue or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all kind of blanketed in the same. And so if we can come together rather than being these little smaller groups trying to fight our cause, see the commonality in it, I think
Yes.
that we can really see some progress.
I love that. And I think that a great kickoff to this energy of the sheep is on June 28th, we had the new moon in Cancer in Western astrology.
Mm-hmm.
And Cancer is the archetype of the mother and the divine feminine. And when we have a new moon, it gives us an ideology of where do we want to see the energy move? What energy has not worked for us in the past? What new ideas do we want to create? So that mothering, nurturing part of all of ourselves is being asked to come together. It's being asked to manifest things for the collective, manifest things for our inner child. A lot of the events going on in the world are spooking us, just like the horse was spooked in June. Um, and it requires all of us to mother ourselves, to
Mm-hmm.
nurture our own inner children, because everyone's spooked right now.
Any tips for how we can do that? How we can, mother ourselves?
I think the best thing that we can do right now is being patient with ourselves.
Mm.
I think that in society today, I think that we're all really hard on ourselves and hard on each other, talking about the shoulds. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. I should have, could have, would have. Rather than focusing on all of that, focus on your strengths, focus on where you are doing good,
Mm.
focus on self praise. What victory did I do today?
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's just if I've got a list of 10 things and I accomplished one of them, that's a victory.
Mm-hmm. I love this conversation because, even my son, he's 25 and he came up a couple days ago and he's like, I really feel bad, with what's happening with the Roe v. Wade turn. And he said, but I don't know what to do. I don't want to be just another voice. I don't want to be just another person in a march. He says, but I don't really know what to do. And so we spent hours just kind of talking about it, and he was giving me all this information. And I said, that's what you're doing. You're
Yeah.
educating yourself. You're learning, and you're really getting in, and you're finding the proper resources, and you're getting the right information. You're not just taking what you're picking up on social media. So I think what you're saying too is understand what your strengths are and bring that to the collective. Don't think you don't have anything to offer because it might be your time. It might be writing a check. It might be, you know, getting on a phone bank, whatever it might be. But what's your strength and bring that to the herd.
Yes, yes. And goats or sheep are really good at that. They're really good at knowing, okay, this person in the herd has this strength. This person is really creative. This person. So when we come together, rather than, being, in
Because you feel
division,
helpless when you're by yourself out there, right?
totally. especially going back to that inner child kind of energy, you know,
Mm-hmm.
when kids get scared, they're looking for the adult, they're looking for the person that's going to help them.
Mm-hmm.
But if we all know that we have people to go to that are going to be safe spaces and we come together, that's going to be a really powerful energy.
Yeah. You know, the thing that always reminds me of this sheep or goat energy, and we can't forget that it is a stubborn energy, and that can serve the collective very well, right?
Yes.
Is the last time we had a sheep year in 2015, that I believe was the first time that Americans really rallied in the streets, and I think it was the Ferguson trial, that
Mhm.
Ferguson issue in the South. And that's when that collective community and a lot of people, and since then, it was almost like that's the thing now, right? We want to rally, we want to march, we want to come together. And we have to find what hasn't been working
Mhm.
and focus our attention on something new, new ideas. If we're going into a new world, we need to bring new ideas, new ways of dealing with the old energy, because
Yes.
dealing with the old energy in an old way is how we got here. Being passive, sheep can be passive energy, it can be
Mhm.
complacent, it can just stand by and watch things happen. So let's nudge the sheep energy into goat energy and be more persistent.
Yep. Dig in our heels. Yep.
Yeah, be stubborn and butt some heads.
Yeah. And the June was a great catalyst to do that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of people now that maybe have been a little bit more passive that are going to get a little bit more active about butting heads.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see that energy. And like I said before, it's like lighting a match, lighting something on fire, and then walking away.
Yeah. So when's the full moon coming in July? So
Full moon's coming in on Wednesday the 13th,
what
and
is
that's
that?
going to be the full moon in Capricorn. So we've
Another
got
goat, huh?
we've got the new moon in Cancer, which is that divine mothering energy, divine feminine. Then we have Capricorn, which is the divine masculine. So again, we're seeing kind of the balance scales. We're
Mm-hmm.
seeing a mix of the feminine and masculine.
Anything else astrologically in the Western world that is playing a key role in
The
this?
it blends perfectly with the Eastern. I mean, the fire energy is not going away for the month of July.
Okay.
We can expect the same, I would say not the same level of intensity, but the intensity is going to continue through the month. There's a lot of fireworks in July, which
Mm-hmm. Right.
is
Especially here in
indicative
Utah.
of the month in Utah and around America. So
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be a very different July. It's going to have a very different feel to it. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I was listening to somebody the other day and it just really hit home. And I know it can get a little bit scary about a lot of the things that are happening and shifting in our world. And whatever's happening, if it doesn't feel right to you, just because it feels like that other side, because we're in that kind of energy right now with this
Mhm.
divisive tiger energy that, we're having to pick which side of the fence to move forward on. If this was a baseball game, sometimes the opposing team, you're like, ah, crap. And you kind of get down because they're having really good run of it for a 2 or 3 innings. But that
Mhm.
doesn't mean the game is over, right? We still have plenty of time. And as you were talking about this fire energy, the vision that came was, the fire's destructive. It burns things down.
It
So
does.
we need to see the transformative alchemic ability of this fire energy, because the vision was all these people were walking back through where the fire just destroyed. And there was hope because there was a time to rebuild in a new
Yep.
way, right? Creating
Yeah.
new foundations, the way we want it to look in the future. So be open to that. Yes, it can be scary, it can be frustrating. Fire brings anxiety. So
Mhm.
let's go back to our strengths. What can we offer to the world? What can we offer to our community? Check in with your people.
Mhm.
And let's end with one of your great card pulls. What deck are you using?
I just pulled the card. I love this. This is the Rainbow Prince, and it's all about perseverance.
Oh, wow.
Going, keep moving, keep, dig your heels in. This isn't the time to, you know,
Mm-mm.
be passive. It's the time to remain active and protect each other, come together. And actually, two cards came out. And then this is the Sacred Union. This is the relationship card. Take care of your own people.
Mm,
It just validates everything that we just talked about. Take
mhm,
care of your own relationships. Take care of your own people. Be nurturing to yourself and to everyone else around you, especially those that you love.
mm. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. Have a great week. You know how to find us. There's links below. Bye.
Later. Bye bye.